When we talk about mechanical keyboards that fall under the price range of 5,000 and 10,000 Indian rupees, we have to remember that these keyboards are not just targeted towards a market of beginners, but they also appeal to a section of people who care about a few more things than just a good-looking keyboard on their desks. The first one being keyboard acoustics. How good does their keyboard sound? And the next one is definitely to make as low of a compromise as possible when deciding upon the layout of their keyboard. Now, if you have watched my earlier videos, you'll know that pretty much all the keyboards that I've reviewed makes a compromise in at least one of these things. Either it sounds good but has such a compact layout that not everyone is accustomed to, or it might have a great layout that everyone can hop in and use from day one, but it doesn't sound that good per se. But the keyboard that I'll be reviewing today is very special, because I think it kind of strikes the perfect balance between both of our two consumer needs, and it's being offered at a price point that is also quite good. This right here is the Epomaker EK98, and here's why I think it's a no-nonsense keyboard that anyone can use. So for starters, it's a fully hot-swappable mechanical keyboard with the 1800 layout, often termed to as a 98% keyboard that supports both Windows and Mac. And it's also completely wireless, meaning that you can connect it via Bluetooth 5.0 or via the supplied 2.4 GHz dongle. The EK98 comes with pre-lubed in-house switches from Epomaker along with factory lube stabilizers, a very good quality gasket mounted PCB, and to top of everything, there are 3 layers of sound absorption materials that have been provided to you for an excellent typing experience with this keyboard. So yes, there's definitely a lot to talk about this keyboard, so without wasting any more time, let's start with the build and design. So the entire keyboard is built out of plastic, but it's of a very high quality. There's absolutely zero flex in this keyboard and it feels really dense inside. And even though its shape is kind of traditional and boxy, the edges have been rounded off, so there's not a single chance that you'll be stabbed by this keyboard. Now the exact weight of this keyboard is somewhere around 900 grams, which is pretty decent for a keyboard of this size. And like I said earlier, it's also pretty dense from inside. So when you have this keyboard and start typing, you'll fall in love with each and every keystroke. The EK98 is available in only one colorway, which is this retro white colored version that we have right here, and you get a total of 3 switch options with this keyboard, all of them being Epomaker's in-house linear switches, so no tactile options with this one. The switches that came in my EK98 are these black and white zebra linear switches. Now these are pretty similar to the Mulan switches that I'd feature on my video regarding the TH80 Pro V2, but although they feel quite same in terms of typing, the Mulans have a much better build and sound thockier in comparison to the Zebras. The Zebra switches on the other hand have a poppy sound signature, so if you want your EK98 to talk, get them with the Mulan switches. Next, let's talk about the keycaps. Now these are some really good quality PBTs that you're getting with this keyboard, but a quick thing to note right here is that these are die sublimated instead of being double shot PBTs. Now, I know that most of you guys would say that double shot PBTs was the way to go here because their legends are quite sharper in comparison to die subs, but I think Epomaker has done a great job this time around with their die sub PBTs. The keycaps that have been used in this keyboard feel pretty smooth in terms of the texture thanks to them being PBTs, and even the legends are plenty sharp for most people. And these are cherry profile keycaps, so typing angle, ergonomics and everything else is also quite suited for everyday users. Okay, let's quickly talk about the RGB. So here, just like Epomaker's other models, you get south-facing RGB LEDs in this keyboard. So it's not that useful at night other than offering a gentle underglow to your keys. Now that being said, if you want to customize the lighting of your keys, you can do that either directly from the keyboard or by using Epomaker's software. And I have to say this time around, the application feels much better designed in comparison to the earlier ones. You get quick access to the light control, remapping of the keys and macros, so everything as you can see is pretty simple but quite well put together. Alright, so now is the most interesting section of this video where I take a look under the hood of our keyboard. But I'm gonna state this right here, the EK98, just like the TH80 Pro V2, is not a keyboard that's easy to open. I do have my fair bit of experience opening up these kind of keyboards with clip attachments, but I'm still gonna say it's quite tedious and I absolutely hate it. But once you're inside, you straight away notice the main core of this keyboard, which is the gasket mounted PCB. We're gonna set this thing to the side for now and take a look at what else is inside. So as you can see, we have a black case foam which is used to fill up the hollowness, and underneath that is where you'll find the 3000 mAh battery that's used to power up this keyboard, and all the way to the right is the Type-C port. The battery life of the EK98 is quite decent, which is around 10 days with RGB turned on, And if you completely turn them off, you can easily stretch it to around 2 weeks. And I'm also going to state this right here. I absolutely love Epomaker's way of implementing the way you check the battery health in this keyboard. Just press function and enter keys at the same time, and a section of keys will light up to indicate the amount of battery that's remaining. How cool is that? Alright, so let's get back to gutting our EK98, as it's now time to take apart the main PCB. So first of all, here we have the flex cut polycarbonate plate, as you can see right here, with our gaskets and stabilizers mounted to it. And if you notice closely, you'll find that there are actually two kinds of gaskets that have been used here. There's the larger silicone gaskets on the main hinges, as you can see right here, and you can also notice a few sandwich gaskets on these smaller hinges. Moving on to the next layer, we have our white Poron plate foam that's used for cushioning the PCB to the polycarbonate plate. And then finally we have our main PCB that's covered by this white anti-static IXPE sheet. So taking a closer look at the sockets of our PCB, to me it appears to be a replica of KL hot swap sockets for our switches, and this PCB also supports for installation of plate mounted stabilizers, so that's definitely a good thing. Not that you'll need them with the EK98, because even the stock plate mounted stabilizers are pretty well tuned in this keyboard, so I'm gonna say this is a pretty nice package overall. So the EK98 definitely ticks the right boxes when it comes to having a practical, no-frills keyboard without any unnecessary TNC attached to it that anyone can hop onto and start using from day one. For a price of $85 US, I'm gonna say it is the best 98% keyboard that you can buy right now, and if there's anything that I'd like to add in this keyboard, that would definitely be a metal volume knob. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this video, and I really hope you guys got some value out of it. The links to purchase the EK98 are there in the video description, so make sure to check it out. And as always, for more such videos like this, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one.